Yo, you know what it is, man. It's your boy King with A God.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's J. Pierre, a.k.a. The Troubled Artist.
And this is the Bridge the Gap podcast, man. Oof, that got a twang to it. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to do this. You know, it's been some works in a minute. You know, we've been working on this for a little while. You know, I'm excited to be here.
Nah, man. Listen, bro. This is gonna be one for the books. I'll definitely say that. You know what I mean? I'm excited for what we're getting ready to deliver to the people.
Yo, real quick, just tell them what they can expect. Like, tell them go into who you are. Tell them what we can expect. You feel me?
All right, boom. So I'm King with A God. For those of you who don't know, for those who do know,
Legendary streamer and YouTuber.
Yes, sir. So I'm a content creator, YouTuber, streamer, artist, developer, brand creator.
What else?
I mean, black,
Yeah,
king,
yeah.
Haitian. Let me stop.
You feel me?
But I'm coming straight out of Rockland County, New York. The music industry, content creation, entertainment is something I've been doing for the past, I can say now, 7 years.
Right.
7 years since
Math
about 2017. Math's a little hard.
Math's a little
I'm
hard.
a college dropout, but I'm going back
Right.
soon.
Right.
You know, you guys will get to know that soon. But yeah, I've been doing content and entertainment for the past 7 years when I decided to drop out of college.
Right.
And yeah, now I've had a podcast in the past. For those of you who don't know, but you know what I'm saying. For those of you who do know, I've had podcasts before. I've done all types of stuff. I've definitely moved into the streaming now, where YouTube reactions, short films, moving into long-term films. You know, just anything content creation and YouTube. That's really where I'm at now. So that's who I am and what I got going on.
Right, I'm glad to hear it. And like I said, my name is J. Pierre, a.k.a. The Troubled Artist. Y'all going to see more about that soon.
Yeah.
I'm an artist out here from Rockland County, Spring Valley. Say what's up, you feel me? Also Haitian. I've been doing this music shit for a long time. I've been through a lot of ups and downs, bumped my head, shook hands with a lot of really important people, accomplished a lot, been on tours, opened up for different acts. But again, that's the thing. With a lot of experience, I'm still learning on how to project and give y'all what y'all need to see. You feel me? So I'm glad that y'all gonna be here. Y'all gonna see the journey, because with all that experience, we gonna do the thing right. And we really just want to talk about how to bridge the gap from where I am now to where I want to be. And I hope that when y'all tune in and when y'all watch this, y'all can see the same thing for yourselves. You know, Troubled Artist Industries is not just about me. It's not about clothes. It's not about just being fashion, swag. It's not all the music. It's not just that. It's going to be a community. It's going to be a platform. And again, the only way to do that, the only way to bridge the gap between where I am and where I want to be, is to say less and do more. So that's why we linked up, and that's why we did this thing together. You feel me? So that's why we here. You know, that's what we're going to talk about. It's a lot of different topics and opinions in the world. You feel me? I really got like a middle view on a lot of stuff. A lot of people are very strong on one sense or the other, but at the end of the day, we both young niggas from where we from. You feel me? And we have our own opinions, we have our own thoughts, and we want to give y'all what we think, the real. You feel me?
And that's literally like what Bridge the Gap is and what it's gonna be going forward. You know what I'm saying? Like we're here to, because in the world, it's a lot going on. You know, there are a lot of opinions flying around. Nobody really knows like who to be.
Right. A lot of paid opinions too.
You know,
a lot of
opinions,
a lot of
bought
bias.
out. Right. But a lot of people don't know who to be and how to be, and they're just, you know, there are just ideas and just opinions everywhere. So we're basically here to bring everybody to a healthy median. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, we're here to look into the positive and the negative of everything.
Facts.
Everything that's relevant. And we're going to do our best to like figure out how we can get the people to like, you know, to like, you know, come to a common ground.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, it's funny too, because this past year we haven't even been able to link up. You feel me? You've been doing your thing, I've been doing my thing. I only got back to New York a couple of days ago. You feel me? I bumped into you at the studio. We ended up chopping it up. We sitting there, we talking for a minute, just catching up.
Right.
And then after it came in, he's like, "Yo, you know what, bro?
We gotta do this podcast,
we gotta do a
man.
podcast, man.
No
like,
cap.
I've been looking for somebody to work with for a minute, bro. I have these thoughts. What's up, bro? I'm sitting here, I'm like, you know what? Yeah. Let's do something. I think we're gonna do a service. I hope y'all get some entertainment out of it. I hope y'all get information from it.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because in just day-to-day life, I know that I'm a resource to the people who's around me, and in being able to just share proper information. And it's
Right.
like, yo, is this really true, Jay? And I'm sitting there like, nah, bro, calm down. Like, go take a deeper look. You feel me? Take a deeper look.
Right.
You know, or whether it's just, again, a lot of people, the media's got they got biases.
Yeah.
They got heavy biases.
Oh,
People
yeah.
pay to have their opinions put up here. That's the thing. You're not going, like, I don't care if it's a million people and it's just me on my square. If that's what I think, it's what I think. I'm sorry. You're not going to bully me to think that I don't think what I think. You feel me?
No, legit.
It just is what it is.
And no, listen, I know how you feel, because that's like the lane that I first stepped into when it came to media. I was like a Instagram, you know, like the Say Cheese,
Right.
where you're just an Instagram page and you're just posting information. Like when the channel will come to know like my story eventually. I'm not here to give like a full story,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like, because I'm also so invested in just wanting to get into the podcast, where it's like,
Yeah.
I'd rather the viewers, you'll come to find out who you are, who I am through life as we give our stories, you know what I mean? Through things we relate to, as opposed to just throwing ourselves onto people. You know what I'm saying? I want them to like, I want every single viewer, you know what I mean, to like realize, okay, I like these guys, you know what I'm saying? We're locked in, you know what I mean? We didn't, you know, we're not forcing it. None of this shit is, everything we're going to do going forward is real organic and real, you know what I'm saying? So as I was saying, like when it, like, because I heard you say people come to you as like a source, you know what I'm saying? So like I feel that, because I've always, like, I started out as this Instagram page. I'm just posting everything going on in the media, posting everything going on in music.
Going,
you know what I'm saying?
2020 pandemic.
Bro, listen, we gonna get into all that. We gonna get into all that.
I remember.
But like there's so much lore. That's why I want the people to just they'll come to get into it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to brag.
So let's dive right into it. The biggest topic. You feel me? We got a new president. The
Yeah.
election happened. What does it mean? What's gonna happen? Like Trump won. Are we done? Are we cooked? Are we slaves again? Are the women that we have in our lives, are they gonna not have rights anymore?
No.
What's going on? Let's talk. Can we talk about it?
Hey,
All right, let's talk about it.
we're definitely gonna talk about it, man. There's a new president going on. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump has won the 2024 election. He's gonna be with the 47th president.
Yeah.
47th president. I'm happy I got that right, because I usually don't know those things. You know what I'm saying? But he's the president now, and he won by a long shot.
Yeah, no, it wasn't close. And
Every single person that voted for him is a racist.
that's what they'll tell you.
They're
Do we really
racist.
do it?
They're
Right.
trans.
Right.
They are a
Whatever you want.
whatever you want to call it.
Any fold.
Whatever
any
new
fold.
word that
Yeah.
came in 2020 for
Folds and
an
ists.
insult. That's what you are.
Now let's do this first, right? Because I want to be responsible. You feel me?
Of course.
I know-
That's first things first.
Right.
Always chat.
Right.
Listen, this is chat. It's chat.
They chat.
It's chat.
All right, y'all, let's chat.
Chat. First and foremost, we want you guys to always know, it might look like we're about to go off the board with something, but we're going to always do our best to be as responsible as possible, because we, at the end of the day, we're trying to, it's not like we're like pondering to viewers, but we want to be able to just, you know, acquire as many of you as possible. And we don't want to turn anybody off.
And not
We
just
want this to be a place for everybody, because at the end of the day, we're looking for the good and bad
right.
in everything. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then not only that, we stand on what we stand on. I know the personal beliefs and the square that I stand on.
Oh, yes.
So there's a certain level of integrity, and like I care for my people deeply. So we're gonna have that, but I'm also somebody who's truth oriented. You got to be able to look at the truth. You got to be able to look at the facts. You know, that's how he was raised. You feel me? Like, my dad, he didn't get up and go to work, and then because of how somebody made him feel, he quit. No,
Right.
He knew that he had responsibilities, that he had to take care of the crib, regardless of how it made him feel. You feel me? That's how I grew up. So when I say let's talk about the election and what it really means for us, right? There's a lot of people who's worried.
What does it mean for you? And then I'll tell you what it means for me.
Well, regardless of whatever happens, my life is gonna go. Like,
Thank you. Thank you.
That's the one
Thank
thing.
you.
The one thing is like left, right, Republican, Democrat, middle.
It's the Kamala.
It doesn't. To me, my life was gonna continue.
Yeah.
And the best part is, again, I'm not fooled by all of the different headlines that we see into thinking
Thank
that
you, bro. Oh
something
my
bad is
God.
going to happen to our people. So again, like
Yes.
let's just get this cleared up, right? Because I understand there's a lot of people who are worried, you know. And to be fair to y'all, if what was being reported was true, then you have every right to be worried. I would be worried too. If Project
I'd be sick to my
2025 was a
stomach.
real thing, think about it. If Project 2025 was a real thing, then I 100% understand why you would be as emotional, as upset,
Yeah.
thinking that somebody who voted for Trump, which I didn't, you feel me?
Right.
Because we live in New York. New York is going to be Harris's anyways, and again, I just moved back up here. So, regardless, one way or another, it wasn't worth my time. You feel me?
I feel like pardon for cutting you off,
Right.
because you know the ladies, they mad at the fellas right now.
Yeah, no, they 4B.
They can't be mad at the New York niggas though.
You heard about the 4B movement? You know what that is?
What's that?
So in Japan, I think they have a low birth
Wait,
rate.
listen, we'll get into that
Right.
because I want you to finish.
Right, no, but
what you were saying
the whole,
before.
it goes into the ladies being upset.
Okay.
Basically, they're saying they're not having sex no more. They're not getting.
Oh, I
married
did
no
hear about
more.
that. I did hear about that.
They're not doing no shit with no guys
Yes.
because they think that again, right, in Japan, whatever their reason is, that's their reasoning. But South Korea, thanks for that. You feel me?
Shout out my guy Will.
Shout out my boy.
Y'all
you
go
feel me?
meet Will real
it's
soon, man.
accurate. It's accurate. Set 80%. You feel me? I'm not a journalist. I'm just a real nigga. You feel me? It just is what it is. You know, it just is what it is. But
Welcome
regardless,
to the Real Nigga Podcast.
but regardless, let's get back to the point, right? A lot of women are worried and upset because they believe that their reproductive rights are being taken away. Right. They're afraid of suffrage being taken away. They're upset because they saw a woman who is intelligent, has a good career of having a high office as Kamala Harris, going against somebody, Donald Trump, who, as decorated of a career as he has a lot of slights against him that people are throwing it, and they're saying, hey, how is it that as a black woman you can be so qualified and it doesn't equal out to beating somebody like that, right? And that's where we go into all the different problems that the Democrats ran on and why it failed. You feel me? It failed for a reason. And part of that reason is because they don't campaign on the truth. So let's just dispel a couple of rumors, right? When it comes to reproductive rights, you guys are safe. It is a state's decision. You guys know what that means? That means the federal government and Trump decided that the federal government has no business telling us and regulating women's bodies. So they said, you know what? There's too much regulation that can go into it. Let's give it to the states because the people in New York might feel there's a different timeline that it's acceptable to do this than the people in Mississippi. Right. You know, some people believe that, you know, having a at inception, that's when the child is born. You feel me? And some people think, no, it's just a mass of cells. I'm not somebody to tell somebody what they can do with their bodies, and that's also what the federal government is saying. You feel me? So you guys are safe. You guys are safe. And it is impossible for anybody to completely take away that right federally because they just said the federal government has no business. So you guys are safe there. Kamala Harris was straight up just selling you guys dreams and emotionally manipulating y'all into thinking that she could do something about it when she couldn't. You know, so that's one reason. What do you think?
I feel I agree. You know what I'm saying? Now, I agree with what you're saying. Now, me personally, I'm still doing my research on how many states, because these are conversations that I have with my girl.
Right.
Because she's obviously Kamala, Democrat, liberal, but she's not liberal because. She's liberal. She's liberal most. I say she's liberal because she doesn't know better. Everybody you're around is liberal. Everybody you're around is Democrat. You know what I mean? You're a black woman. I wouldn't expect you to be voting Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. I'm not here to transform her or anything like that.
Right.
But it's more so just it's I'm still looking into the states because some states, they have different 6-week bans. Some states are no tolerance. Some states are
No, let's clear it up. Wait,
you know, that's my thing.
There's no states where there is a zero tolerance for abortion. There's zero.
I don't want to say that.
Yeah, just to make everybody feel safe. Again,
I don't want to say that until I know that's 100% true. But I do know the majority matters.
Right.
And the majority of the states is exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Where it's like no woman has lost their complete rights to having an abortion. From what I've been looking into, because that's the one thing that's because I'm not a Trump supporter. I didn't vote.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going out there and I'm putting like who I am on a line for Donald Trump.
Especially because let's talk about it, right? The guy's an asshole. If you're gonna be a straight, I don't. Again, right, when it comes to
black,
racist,
I'm not voting for no white man that's fucking with orange hair and like no, absolutely not.
You're not gonna have me up here making excuses for him
or
anything like that.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
However, again, you got to be able to call shit how it is. You got to be able to see things objectively and not let what people tell you dictate how you feel. You know,
absolutely not.
The Democrats. So that's why the question is, did Trump win? Or did the Democrats just lose? Did they fuck up?
I would say. Wait, before I get into that, I would say, because we asked, at first, what does Trump winning mean?
Oh yeah, right? What does it mean? Yeah, the impact of it.
To me, it means America's looking for a real change.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what it means. Because, and to answer the next question, it's like. You said, did Trump win or did the Democrats lose?
Correct.
I said the Democrats lost. Donald Trump is the change that like the American people are now interested in. You know what I'm saying? Because through Kamala and Biden, we didn't get what we were looking for.
Right.
In any way, shape, form, fashion. We were introduced to new things that we weren't ready for. We didn't ask for.
Right.
I'm not here. We don't have to dive into that on this episode.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? But like on a minor scale, like puberty blockers for children,
right.
and just like accepting things that we didn't ask. Like, yo, we trying to get some money. We want to put money into our pockets.
Right.
We want to put money into the economy. We want to take care of the less fortunate. Right. These are all things that we're interested in. But it's like through the Democratic way, the Democratic Party, through the Joe Biden and Kamala campaign specifically, I just don't think we got anywhere at all. And the Democratic people, they woke up. USA, like it gave the people who were never for that a voice, and it gave people who were actually looking for a change a voice.
Right. And again, I think the main thing is the Democrats, they lost the plot. First,
absolutely.
There were so many missteps, because if we're going to start from the very beginning, Joe Biden, in his cognitive decline, decided to run up until and only gave Kamala. He set her up to fail. First of all, because he only gave her 90 days to run.
Yeah,
and then not only did he keep running, and everybody kept lying to us about how sharp he was, right? Because that was the thing. We could see homies fumbling on his words, falling up steps, forgetting the names of people. Like we can see the world can see that we have somebody who should be in a nursing home or on a beach somewhere chilling. He should be relaxing. That poor guy.
Wherever he should be, he shouldn't be the president.
Yeah, he should be relaxing somewhere.
Of the strongest country in the world.
Right. But instead, they're lying. They're lying to us about how great of an option and how strong he is, right? Up until 90 days. So first of all, that's strike one. They set her up with such a short time period to overcome the fact that she tried to run for president once and nobody ever voted for her. So now, and then nobody's ever seen her. We haven't seen her, spoken to her. Everybody's dealing. We live in New York. This is a sanctuary city, right? Sanctuary city. We can see that we got homeless people in the streets. But then after we got people who are illegally crossing the border, coming in, living in hotels with vouchers.
At this point, they're not even illegally crossing. They're being brought over.
Right. And again,
the CPB app.
Right.
You on the CPB app, you get a free plane ticket, and they drop you off. Like you meet in Mexico or whatever it is. You get a plane. You know how much it costs. You know what niggas in America do for a plane ticket to another country, man.
Right.
But you know how many hours in a week you gotta put in for a plane ticket in America, bro?
Right.
They're getting a free plane ticket and they're getting dropped off, picked up by a bus, and then dropped off at a shelter to I mean and look and listen. right? Because this is bridge the gap.
Right.
I'm not against it.
Right. You see, the thing
I'm
is,
not against bringing immigrants over.
if they were taking care of the people here,
Yeah.
then there would be no issue.
Now listen, we can't act like they're not taking care of the American people, because that's also something that I've always stood on. You know, America does take care of the American people to an extent, though.
You see,
To an extent.
But here's the thing, right?
With the Kamala Harris
Right.
and Joe Biden campaign, where they lost the plot is like, okay, you're taking care of outsiders more than you're taking care of the American people.
More than you're taking care of black people. Let's call it. Let's keep it a bean.
And black people, which is the people that they're pondering to. So it's like, all right, we like you're not, like, you had our attention at first, black woman. Hey, then we come to find out you're not black. Really?
Well,
There's stipulations. There's stipulations to it. There's stipulations to it. You know what I'm saying? And then like you're not standing on your own word. And it's like, yo, bro, you said something differently last week on interview on camera.
Right.
But it's like they relied so much on the machine.
It was more identity politics than
Yeah.
anything, right?
Yeah.
And again, right? So the fact that they didn't focus on what everyday people are going through, which is the fact that inflation is too high, that our bills, our groceries, everything is too expensive, right? And they're not running on how they're going to fix that. Instead, what they're running on is vote for me because I look like you. Vote for me because I'm a woman. Vote for me because he's a fascist and because he's a Nazi.
They were gaslighting us.
Yes, vote for me
They were
because
gaslighting
if you don't vote for me, he's going to make you guys slaves and he's going to take away all of your rights and he's going to do this and that. And they get up there and they blatantly lie about things that we can quickly Google search and see that's not true. That's not the case. That's not the case. I believe in a stance of I can disagree with you, but I believe that you have the country's best interest in heart.
Yeah.
That's how politics should be. But what it's turned into is if you don't vote for me, you will die because he will destroy everybody and become a dictator. They said that verbatim. And it's like guys, right? There's so much, and again, we don't have to go into debunking every
exactly, because this is not a political podcast, but
No.
This is definitely something that's important in the world right now, and we need to bridge the gap on it. You know what I'm saying? Because we're at the end of the day, and at the end of this conversation, we're trying to get to like how can we go forward as people,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But right now, we're specifically talking about, you know, how and why the Democrats lost.
Right. So I guess in order to let's bridge the gap, let's ease everybody's stress for a second. When it comes to Project 2025, it's not real.
It's not. No. It's real.
It's not.
It's not Trump.
But the thing is, if it's not Trump and if it's not somebody if it doesn't belong to people who are in power to be able to put that into play, then it's not real. And running on it and saying if he gets in power, he's going to do this. That is the definition of being a conspiracy theorist.
No,
That's
legit.
the
No,
thing.
legit. No.
Yeah, because they point blank. I remember I was watching the interview with Kamala Harris, and the interviewer asked, he said, "Hey, listen, you've gone on and said multiple times that Project 2025, he's going to do it, but he has said millions of times that it has nothing to do with him. He's never read it, right?"
Exactly.
You know what she replies with? "Oh, as a prosecutor, his fingerprints are all over it. It's here. It's him." And it's like, that is the definition of being a conspiracy theorist, that you don't believe what this person is telling you. Because again, let's keep it a bean, right? Trump is a straightforward dickhead. So when it comes to that, how he feels is how he feels. He doesn't respect any of us enough to feel like he has to lie to you. What I think is what I think. How I feel is how I feel. So when he says, "Hey, listen," like, that's one of the reasons why I couldn't vote for him. Just because, you know, when he said what he said about Haiti, right? It's a shithole country. That doesn't make it racist when you look at what's going on.
Look, as a Haitian, you can't tell me Haiti ain't a shithole country.
So
Haiti is a shithole. It's a beautiful place,
and it's
but
beautiful,
the
strong
economy
people.
of Haiti is a shithole.
And we can talk
everybody
about
there
how.
is broke,
and we can talk about how
poor.
We can talk about how all of the countries have robbed Haiti blind and continue to go in and interfere with what's going on there. But when he says something like that, even though I don't like you, that doesn't mean I'm thinking that you're racist for saying that. And that also goes to show you that somebody who does not care to hide how he feels. He does not care to say to like, oh, I better not say this because I want votes. How he's been like that since the 80s and 90s and 70s. You feel me? The guy's old, and he's documented funding both of Reggie Jackson's run for presidency, a black man. He funded both of them. He paid for him to have an office on Wall Street, all expenses paid. Nelson Mandela got out of jail. Guess who chartered him a private jet out of his
Donald
pocket?
fucking Trump.
All right, you feel me? And then after we go into when he was a president, because I take people on what they do and not what they say. He went and made it so that way HBCUs don't have to keep coming back and begging for federal funding, and he gave them the most money any president has ever given them. That's a fact. He invested more in education than Barack Obama and Joe Biden, specifically for black people, ever, right? Now, when we talk about things like the opportunity zones, he went and made sure that corporations built jobs and put jobs in our communities to hire us. And that had the facts are black unemployment was the lowest it's ever been under who? Donald Trump. That's the fact. So when people say he's a racist and he's a Nazi, and
they're gonna hit you with the he wasn't renting apartments to black people. He wasn't they're gonna hit you with all types. They're gonna hit you with all
and
types.
You see, and here's the thing, right? You can get sued for a lot of stuff, right? First of all, when he got sued for that, it was his family, and he was 17 years old at the time. They don't realize that at that time he was 17 years old.
So they sued the Trump family, not Trump.
Yes, and then not only on top of that, he had comments and opinions to say these are ludicrous. We've never discriminated against anybody, and we were found guilty. We were found liable in civil court, not criminal court. So there's a difference there too. It doesn't take a lot for somebody to sue you for something in civil court, you just settle it. And he said, hey, listen, it's ridiculous because when you look at, let's talk about, they say he's a convicted felon. 34 felonies, right?
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about all the, I see people like, oh, we have a convicted felon as our president. I'm going to be honest with you. Those people saying that are clearly not looking at those felonies get dropped one by one because those felonies are just a hoax. As opposed to their defense is like, oh, he's the president, so he has power to like get rid of it. Nobody's denying that ain't true. For sure. But
that's not the situation.
That's not the situation.
You guys, do you realize that the felonies they weren't bought up? It's a fraud case, right? But the people that they say he defrauded say, hey, he didn't defraud us. We were perfectly happy with the business that we did. He paid us back the loan in full interest plus, and we were happy, and we're going to continue doing business with him. We don't know why you're trying to say he frauded us.
Right.
Because it's about the property values. He took out a loan based out of the property values of his properties like Mar-a-Lago and all that kind of stuff. And he took out a loan based off of that. They say that he fraudulently increased the value, claimed what the value is of the properties based off of so he can get more money. But the bank is happy. They didn't complain. They didn't bring charges or complaints against him. So it's like they say Donald Trump, he's going to get in power and he's going to prosecute his political opponents. But we're seeing them prosecute him politically. And on top of that, RFK, right? You know Robert Kennedy?
Yeah.
Right. He wanted to run as a Democrat. They sued him in every freaking state so that way he couldn't go. So he couldn't be on the ticket, right? So it couldn't work. And then on top of that, he called the Kamala Harris campaign, hey, let me be a part of what's going on. No, they don't want no parts of it. But Trump, he's like, you know what? You're a smart guy. You care about the health of the American people. You can be on my team. You can be on my cabinet and we'll work together to make America healthy. So, I don't know how long you want to spend on this, but in terms of, I guess, just be like everyone's going to be safe. I don't really understand the whole thought process of everybody. You know how they've been saying the job market is really bad?
Yeah.
The job market is bad. Layoffs are happening. Why do you think that is? And then what happened was, you guys think it's smart to continue to raise the corporate taxes for the corporations that we work for and the corporations that we buy everything from, right? That makes sense. And then if that were to happen, I know people are saying, oh, like Trump is going to ruin the economy, but him cutting taxes for the people that we work for, means that they can keep hiring. It means that they don't have to lay people off. It means that they can make the products less expensive. Him saying that he wants to drill into America's natural resources so that way we can be energy independent, that makes transportation less expensive. That makes electricity less expensive, meaning when you go to the grocery store, the groceries are now less expensive because everything ties together. And he says that's what his plan is, right? Versus, again, right? Versus raising all of the corporate taxes and saying that we're gonna, again, right? We're gonna come up with money to give 25,000 in credits, and it's just so much going on to where you can disagree. And again, right? You can disagree with both sides on how we get to the point, but we can't say one side is gonna completely destroy everybody and the other side. No, it's more of a middle ground than what they make it out to be. That's what I'll say. But I don't believe in like man, I work for a corporation now, and I remember I've been laid off. I've seen niggas send 300, 400 applications, spent a year, 2 years not looking for a job, can't find one.
I've never done no shit like that in my life.
Yeah, I listen, but guess what, right?
I never will.
Yeah, I feel you, but
I never will.
And I hope not. You feel me? But guess what? It's a lot of people. These jobs that are paying 70, 80, 90, 100, 120, 150. Those are the kind of jobs that people are looking for so they can support their families. And that's most Americans. You feel me? And so
most Americans have elitism though. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't have it in them to start off at 40K, 50K, and work their way up to like okay that 150K. 200K, you know what I mean, position in the job and shit like that. Everybody needs to start off at like, okay, I need to be starting off with nothing less than $80,000 to $100,000. Well, you know what, motherfucker? Realistic. You lived off your mama for the past fucking 25 years. Your ass better start on the ground somewhere. You can't hit the ground running everywhere you are in life.
Isn't the average income in America like 40 grand?
Hey, bro.
40 or 50 grand something.
Nobody want to take $40,000 though.
Yeah, no, but you see, nobody wants to. But
nobody want to take it though.
The reality, don't. You see,
the thing is, reality is they aren't. I mean, like for example, nobody has a job anymore. Nobody's taking the offers that they're getting anymore. There's no way there's no job.
Nah, bro.
I went to Dick's Sporting Goods. Them niggas said we hiring on demand, bro.
Yeah, but there's difference between like
there's something. It's something.
It is.
No. You're not graduating college. You're not graduating college to go work.
Imagine getting a bachelor's degree and then afterwards
you go work at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Out of college, you feel me? You first job out of college, and then you can't get a job. And after you think the smart thing to do is vote for people who are going to raise the taxes on those corporations you're trying to get jobs from. Taxing unrealized gains. All right. Everybody.
Were people getting jobs right out of college in the past though? Because even in the past, they were telling us like, "Yo, college is a myth. College is like you were getting out of college and getting a corporate job. Since when?
So
since when?
So I didn't graduate from a college. However,
me neither. But like I know a lot of like I don't know. Like I like it's not common for people. It's not common for people to really get out of college and go get a corporate job to the point where you're just good for life. Yo, a lot of people out there are studying the wrong things.
Yeah, no, that's
studying things where you turn around and make absolutely no fucking money. You just learn something.
Listen, I don't know who needs to see this. If you went to college for liberal arts, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like if you went to college and you decided, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get a liberal arts. Or
you went to college for like Egyptian studies.
Yeah, it's like dog, like. You have a bachelor's and a master's and like it's like
those are the kids who got solid foundations at home and they got an interest in something and they're trying to maximize it. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what it's like to have to actually figure it out, build it from the ground up, and create it to something where like, you could beat.
Some people figure it out in school.
It's like yo, you going to school and that's why I stopped when I stopped. Was because it's like, first of all right, is the degree that I'm pursuing going to be something that makes sense financially for me to keep doing this? If not, I'm going to go and like, all right, I went to, and honestly, you know what? Going to school for like getting an MBA or something like that, if that's what you want to do in your business, that's cool.
That's worth it though.
There's a lot of lanes that you can take, whether it's in
that's worth it.
or in any kind of world, right? But you have to know that you can't just be going and failing and going and skipping classes and going and not having no plans or.
That's the majority of America. We got ChatGPT now, man.
Fuck ChatGPT. We got AI, bro, and AI is going to replace a lot of jobs that don't require real skill. And that's why you remember what happened with the dock workers? They went on strike. The union dock workers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you heard about like why they really went on strike though, right?
Because they don't want automation to take their jobs.
But they were also saying that there was kids inside of those containers screaming and shouting, and they were sick and tired of like having to deal with what they were being paid as opposed to what they're dealing with. You know, imagine you on a ship and you see this container and you literally hear little kids screaming inside of it, and you kind of just gotta just turn the other cheek. You know what I mean? Because you got to make ends meet type shit.
Okay.
Now. I'm not here to say that's the realest thing and the truest thing possible. Because if I'm on a ship,
right,
and I hear some kids crying in a container,
right,
I'm calling the police.
Right.
The fucking Navy SEALs is about to meet us in the middle of this ocean right now. We not going nowhere.
And that would be the last day you heard from King of the God.
He probably.
And he would come up missing.
You can't get rid of every dock worker because them dock workers is important to America.
All they need to do is get rid of one, and everybody else will see what happens.
Right, though.
And be like, all right, though. You know what? All right, bet.
Hey, look, bro.
That's what we on?
You got to be paying. Honestly, bro. You want me to not say nothing about a bunch of kids inside a container? Yo, I don't know how much I need an hour. I don't know how much I need an hour to shut my mouth.
I bet one day everybody came
40
back.
an hour. I might. I don't know, bro. I don't like. That's what I mean. Where it's like I don't know how true that is because I don't know who's really letting that slide for 40 an hour and they got kids at home.
Listen,
like I don't.
I bet you one day niggas came back and they said, "Yo, what happened to Randy?" Yeah, he was here last week, dog. Wasn't he making them complaints, dog? What happened? Ah, man, it's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks and nobody's seen him, you feel me? But in reality, back to what the real negotiations were about, it was about, in China, they have docks where it's completely automated. There's not a single person that works there. The machines can pick up everything and do it themselves. 100% facts, I've seen it. You feel me?
Do you think that's better for the economy than some drunk 50-year-old boomer?
Fuck no. I see this as a GTA lobby, honestly, and that's what I saw when
I need you to elaborate on that just a little bit.
Right. So for example, chat. I've lived in Miami for this entire past year. Right. I left my town. I got an apartment in Miami, and I was just living life and experiencing to see how other people live. You know, and in doing so, what I saw was endless people just living with an endless means. So Bugattis, Lambos everywhere. Yeah, young ages. I went to one of them. Hey, you know what? And if you're a young man, you feel me? I think it's a good idea to move to a metropolitan, a nice city, and pay for one of them nice gym memberships. Pay for a nice gym membership where you'll be able to bump elbows. It'll be a little expensive, but you'll be able to bump elbows with people who are different than how the normal where you're from. Because if you only stay where you're from and you only talk to people where you're from, you're gonna stay. There's a certain cap on where you can grow. You need to expand who you talk to and the things that you see.
Absolutely.
You feel me? So what I saw when I went out there is young dudes my age, 24. Yo, man, me and my partner, we started this software company. We got it evaluated for X amount of dollars. I've been doing well. I'm like, damn. Oh, yo, I went to one of them gym influencers, so everywhere was just a baddie with 1 million followers, or a couple, or a dude that's got his page right, he's got his business right, and you seeing, oh wait, there's so many if you want more, there's more for you. You feel me? So it just depends on what your appetite is, and again, right, when you're a big fish in a small pond, you might be like, all right, cool, like I'm cool here, I'm chilling, like this is it. And that might be content. There's nothing wrong with being content and happy with where you are. But it's a level of excitement and fulfillment to where you can chase something that's greater than what you've been. And just by going out and seeing, oh, wait a second. If when you go out, if you don't find yourself inspired by the things that you see, cool. But you're a different type of person if you can go somewhere else and see, wow, like, wait a second. So you're telling me that they pay $30,000 a month to live in that apartment, and the apartment came with a Porsche? what? And I was dead ass, bro. I was on the beach. I'm sitting here. I'm like, and my cousin telling me, he's like, yeah, bro, that's the Porsche building. I'm sitting here. I'm like, nigga, wait, 30 bands a month on rent? Oh, it's different. Hold on, you now you go around. I'm at so.
I mean, bro, we in New York City though.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right?
So like it really be like that. Like you be in the most you could be you'll see a door sitting next to the bodega. You don't even know at the top floor somebody up there's paying like 10 to 15 bands a month.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? For a 1 bedroom, 1 living room, and a window.
Right. But you see, the thing
You
is,
know what I'm saying?
it's just different though when you're outside of your environment. Because if you're in an environment all the time, you might not really. How many people who are from New York go to the Empire State Building or go to the Statue of Liberty? We don't do that shit. You feel me? We don't.
I did that in school.
Yeah.
I did not do that on my free
on a field
time.
trip. You feel me?
Yeah.
On a field trip or some shit. So we don't do that because we kind of desensitized and we're in the groups that we're in. So in order for you to really appreciate what we're talking about, because it's everywhere, right? Somebody from Michigan might move to New York and say, damn, there's opportunity everywhere. This person, that person. Again, it's just all about moving from where you're from. So if you're in a smaller town, go to the bigger town. Live there. Experience it. Pay attention. You feel me? And then after, it's going to let you know, oh, wait, there's so much. I got to bridge the gap between where I am and where I want to be, nigga. Yeah, I ain't where I want to be yet. Let's do it. You feel me? That's what I'll say. You know, I was out there. And I'm just sitting here, I'm like, man, like, I got to step my shit up. I remember once casually, again, this is my first time ever working in a corporate office. I remember I was sitting and a coworker of mine called to me. He's like, yo, Jay, what's going on? I'm like, yo, what's going on, man? And I'm like, he's like, yeah, man, I'm going through a breakup right now, man. It's kind of sad. So my boys, he said he's going to pull out his yacht and we're going to invite a couple girls out. And then later on, we got a section over here at so-and-so. So, you know, it's no big deal. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, did you just casually flex on my face that you can just bring out a yacht whenever the fuck you want to? I'm sitting here. I'm like.
I think yachts aren't yacht. I think like going out on a yacht ain't that like a Miami thing? I'm not gonna lie. Everybody that I know who lives in Miami, that's like what they do.
No, but
they go chill on a yacht.
They own a yacht.
And I'm
not talking about a 10-footer. I'm not talking about a little 10-footer. I'm talking about one of them 30, 40-foot monsters. You feel me? I'm talking about like that real shit. And it's like, oh, did you just? I'm like, okay. And then you said you got a section where? Oh yeah, we got a section at 11. You feel me? I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, well, listen, man. I'm glad that you have such a support group. you know, I wish when I was going through a breakup, my friends was like, hey, bro, we got the yacht for you.
Right.
you feel me?
Exactly.
Another dude. Listen, another dude. I was sitting next to him. Yo, I was talking about, yeah, man. He asked me if I've ever been to Florida before, and I was like, oh yeah, you know, I've been here before. I remember when I was down there, I actually ran into Cardi B and I ran into JaVale McGee, and it was right when Cardi dropped Bodak Yellow, and she was tight on the phone. She was talking, she was tight. So she walked past me. Whoever she was talking to, she was tight. You remember? We talking about the people that we met and the things that we've seen, right? And then after the guy, he's like, oh, yeah, you know, one time I was sitting on the plane next to Stephon Diggs, and, oh, yeah, the Queen visited my house. And I was like, oh, shit, Nicki Minaj visited your crib, bro? And he was like, no, the Queen of England. I was like, wait. Huh? Why? And he's like, oh, yeah, no, my dad is the weapons dealer for all of Great Britain. And that I was in the military, and I was like, right, okay. And he showed me pictures, and I was like, you know what? It's good for me to be here. You know, I'm just rubbing elbows with people I would have never. You nigga, he said the Queen. I thought he was talking about Nicki Minaj. He said the real Queen.
No, that's wild.
So dog, just go outside and just meet new people, bro. That shit is crazy.
I gotta go spend a year in Miami real quick.
Bro.
But at the same time, bro, we live in New York, bro.
Yeah.
Like you could be seeing dude walking out the coffee shop, and little do you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like little do you know who he is, who his dad is, who his auntie is.
Big tech startup
Yeah,
company.
yeah. You just never know. So it's like I feel that though. People definitely need to step out of their comfort zone because and move to a populated city because you really never know who you're rubbing shoulders with. And you know, you fuck around, make the right decision, come across the right person, now you're rich forever.
Yeah, because that's different. Because where we live is awesome because we're right there. You feel me? But imagine like we really like when I say move somewhere else, just be outside of where you're from. That's what I'm talking about. So in the neighborhood, you don't know nobody here, or like this is not your neighborhood. You moved here just because there's shit going on. That's the opportunity that's gonna open your mind to saying, oh shit, there's way more that's possible. There's people who's really doing it on a different level. You feel me? Like you got OnlyFans models making millions of dollars a month. You see, it's like dog. It's like damn, like what the fuck am I doing wrong? You feel me? There's so much. It's like you know what? There's so many ways. You know the saying. There's a million ways to kill a cat.
Yeah.
There's a million ways to get to that bag. You feel me? It's just a matter of again saying less and doing more. You know what I mean? It's a matter of having that vision and then being able to say, all right, you know what, fuck it, let's take those steps, taking inspired action.
Let's talk about like the steps that go into like action, because I feel like one thing that I've noticed for myself when it comes to like taking steps into action,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like one thing I noticed that worked for me and works for me because I don't work a job. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I used to work a job, a 9 to 5, like not a 9 to 5, but like you can consider it a 9 to 5. It was a 7 to 3 though, which is the best schedule you can ever ask for in life.
Yeah.
Anybody out there in the job world, if your manager asks you your hours, if you're ever blessed enough to ever be able to pick, work 7 to 3. 7 o'clock, it's a responsible time to be up. You're up around 6 o'clock, maybe 5 o'clock if you're a girl, or if you have hair. You know what I'm saying? If you
Right.
care about your hair in the morning and shit like that. But whatever. I was a 7 to 3 worker, and like how I ended up getting fired from my job on some like this don't make no sense, but I ended up just dealing with it. But what I realized helped me go forward, because I had to take action, was actually taking action.
Yeah.
A lot of people just like they just inspire to be this person. They aspire to do all these things in life, but they take no action, or they take minimal action. You know what I'm saying? What I realized is because what I do and how I do it. Like I don't have like a background funding. I don't have my mom there. There's no like I gotta pay my rent. I gotta pay my light bill, my water bill. That's the life I was living for a very, very, very long time. So what I realized is every time I took action, like I actually did what I was supposed to do, or I actually took action to what I brought into my mind, or what I actually wrote down on the piece of paper, I would receive from it in any way. It don't even matter. Like even if I didn't directly receive from what I put action towards, I received something that helped me move forward in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Which is, for me, it's always like a client or like something that helped me be able to move forward, which would be, in my situation, being able to pay my bills.
Right.
Like anytime I put action towards my business or what I was passionate about, I was able to receive something like a client or an opportunity that got me more clients, or
Right.
whatever the case may be. Or shit, I had a client that hit me up a month ago. You know what? Today was the day I decided to finish those 2 videos that I needed to get out of the way. I decided to take responsibility in my time and everything that I needed to set forth to be who I want to be going forward. And anytime I put that real action, that real time into it, I swear to God, like say I spoke to that client a month ago, hey, today's the day he hit me up. He got the money. You know what I mean? He got that 500, that 1,000, that 1,500. You know what I mean? Even that 200, that 100, whatever it was, like he has it. And it came at the perfect time that I needed it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like a lot of people like they need to take time into just like putting real action into what they're actually trying to do. Type.
One of the reasons why people get caught in the they have good intentions, they have big dreams,
Yeah.
they have things they want to accomplish, but it never goes anywhere, is because they get stuck in the dopamine hit that comes from talking about your goals to your friends.
Oh yeah.
So you talk about it, yeah, man, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. Your body responds as if you actually did it when you're talking about it. And then after all of the motivation to do that thing goes away. So that's where a lot of people get stuck. What I'll say here, and me too, as an artist, like I said, I've been making music, like I said, since I was 17, and since I put my first song out, and I got that, like I would just put it out on SoundCloud, we were fucking around. Oh shit, we got 1,000 plays. You know what? Let's do another one. Oh shit, we got 5, and it's like, oh shit, like this is you know what? I'm going to school. People are singing the song. They say, "Yo, I fuck with it." And you're like, you know what? I can do this. But the trap that you get into as an artist is you think everything has to be perfect before you do anything, and that'll keep you stuck right there. And oh, I need the perfect song. I need the perfect video.
I need the right amount of money in my
this.
bank account
Yeah.
so I can, and I'm not gonna market it properly until I do. I'm not gonna take it seriously until people are taking me serious.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah,
I was there, you know. And again, right, I'm glad and proud that I did take a bunch of serious action in putting videos out and putting production out and going to different artist showcase and performing here and performing there and doing it and living it, right? But what stopped I would have so much more music out had I just known. It was like, hey, you know what, just give the people good content often. Just do it, put it out. Don't keep, like, it doesn't matter how fire the song is, if that shit is just in your iTunes, if it's in your personal phone, just for you and your homies to scrunch up your face and go, "Ooh, that's hard, bro." And it's just
they probably don't even mean it. They just want they just want the song to get over with.
Yeah,
because that's the conversation people don't talk about.
Yeah, you feel me? It's like you won't know, you won't get real feedback about the quality of your content until you put it out and see what's going on.
You know
the
what I
people
always
around,
say?
Yeah.
Because that's true. You know what I'm saying? You won't get that. You don't know until you put it out. But what I also say is, like, you can't determine which one is it. Because a lot of artists, they sit back and they're like, they think they good because they got that song on the vote.
Right.
And then they put that shit out and that shit get 12 views on YouTube.
Right.
And then they get discouraged. Well, that's because you already convinced yourself of what the people want to hear from you. You know what I'm saying? You got to let the people tell you what they want to hear from you. But the only way you'll be able to get that is if you're putting shit out for them to hear. And then that's only the first part.
That's step one.
You got to put enough shit out for enough people to be able to be out there to even give you some feedback. So for the artists out there, or for the person out there that's looking to put out a product, a song, a message, a video, whatever the case may be, you need to put enough stuff out there. Like, stop focusing on that one hit wonder who you're trying to be like. You know what I'm saying? Put enough stuff out there. Like, if you put out one video, you got to look at it like you got one person giving you feedback. You put out 100 videos, shit, you could look at it like you got 100 people giving you feedback. But I guarantee you, you're going to have a lot more people and a lot more of an effect, you know what I mean, on the people that are out there giving you feedback.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And another thing you got to take into consideration, right? That song that you put out, you can't just put it out and that's it. You put so much time into booking the studio session, mixing, mastering, purchasing the lease. Let's say you shot a video, you spent money on booking models and booking locations and all this kind of shit, editing the video. You spent all that money and time there, and then all you did was put it out on YouTube. You didn't put that much more or times 5, because you really should be putting times 5 effort and money from what you in the creation of it to promoting it and getting it in front of people. Because as you said, right, if all you do is just put it out, then yeah, you gotta go volume, you gotta go heavy volume. But if you say, you know what, I take my time, because not everybody can make a bajillion songs, but you have something you believe in. Okay, well now go work, because if you don't have the budget that an artist does, like a major label artist, they'll get hundreds of thousands of dollars to promote their shit, and it still might flop. You feel me? But they have that budget and people see it and they're getting feedback and they can change it. If you don't have the hundreds of thousands or thousands of dollars to invest the same way they do, you better have that much amount of effort into getting your song in front of different places.
Absolutely.
That means every weekend you're at whatever showcase is available, whatever club you have somebody that you make a relationship with the DJ that works there. Yo, bro, here's 50, here's 100. Yo, play my song. I just want to see what it looks like when the song is playing in the atmosphere. You have to see that is all feedback to know if this is worth continuing to invest in or not. Because every song, you got to look at it as an investment. It's a lottery ticket. And it's like, all right, bet. Like, I put it out. It like how, and again, right, it's so hard to get money back from music in the beginning. But that's when you learn, all right, well, which one is going to work? Because I'm not going to lie, there's a couple of artists, like if I was their friend, for example, yo, no shade, like let's say an Ice Spice, for example, right? Let's say we was all friends before she blew up. She played me as Munch. I don't know if I'm sitting here like, yeah, that's it, dog. Like, but I'm not the target audience. You feel me? So, and it worked. You feel me? And it worked, and it worked really, really well. You feel me? So you got to think to yourself, all right, maybe the people around you might not be your target audience. That's fine. There's 7 billion people in the world, and you are not that unique. You're not that special. You are not that different. You think you're edgy and different. You're not. And there's a good chance that if you like it, there is at least 0.00001% of people on the planet that also like it, because you're not that unique. You're not that special. Everybody, there's a group of people that think alike for everything. If there's people, they get people into cults for weird shit. You feel me? So you got to think about it. You think you can't find 1,000 people, 10,000 people to like your song in a planet full of 7 billion people?
Right.
You're just not looking in the right places, and you're not doing enough to find them. You know?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of what artists don't really. Everything you said is a fact too. But a lot of what artists don't realize is everything that goes into like investing in yourself, whether it's paying for a feature, or because a lot of artists are out there thinking, I'm just gonna pay for enough studio time and enough videos. And that goes into it too. But you know what I'm saying? Like people think like that's where you draw the line. Like I'm just gonna invest in myself only in terms of like, being able to put music out there. Like no, bro, you gotta invest in the culture. You gotta invest in what's hot, whether it's that new artist, that new producer, that new videographer. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be able to know how to stay relevant. And some artists they're so entitled because they feel like they've mastered something that they think works. Like you said, like you're not as interesting as you think you are. But some people are so wrapped up in that they don't take the necessary steps into like investing in the culture, and they don't get anything back from it. Like some people don't market their song because they feel like they don't have to.
No, and
They
you see,
they
that's
feel entitled, and they feel like people should just support them. But they don't realize that people that just put their song out there and get support from people, the reason why it looks like that is because in the past they've made that investment in investing in that radio station, investing in that videographer, that producer, that studio, that engineer, you know what I mean, that blog. Like they made that necessary investment over and over and over again, and they got the listeners, the culture, the energy from all of that. You know what I'm saying? Now they have an accumulative of all of that, and they're able to just release a song and have enough people sitting there, you know what I'm saying, because of the investment that they made. Or hey, sometimes you're that one hit wonder who was just good enough to just catch people's attention. But that's like getting struck by lightning.
And honestly, those people aren't even in that position. They just happen to have their song get heard by somebody that can make it look like they're a one-hit wonder.
Oh, absolutely.
So they're not.
Absolutely.
They're not that.
Absolutely.
Almost nobody just puts the song out and by itself they get to 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 million plays. No.
Now you can definitely, like for example, if you put a song out by yourself, because it's happened. We can't say that's not possible. It's happened. You could put a song out and get 10 million views on your own. But now, by the time you give it or put it in the hands of somebody who actually knows what they're doing, that 10 million will instantly turn to 100 million. Now that's the scale that you're on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And somebody who really knows what they're doing knows we don't want to start you at 0 to 100 million. It'd be nice. You know what I'm saying? There are predators in the industry out there that are like that. Like, you know what? We'll take you from 0 to 100 million, and then we're going to shelf you, and then you're going to be there forever, and we're never going to give a fuck about you. But somebody who's smart is going to make sure they know you can. They know they can scale you to that 100 million artist. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can get 100 million streams per song or whatever the case may be. But we're going to slowly build you up to the point where we make sure we'll keep you at 100 million as opposed to you just hitting 100 million once or twice and then it's over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because yeah, any video can go viral, right? There's videos just people just talking that get 10 million views. You
Right.
know, and take like it's not more about that, but when we're talking about an artist becoming a one-hit wonder and becoming like being able to tour off the song, being able to bring a crowd, draw a crowd. Because if we're gonna keep it a stack too, just because you got a song that makes 10 million doesn't mean that you have the draw to be able to bring a crowd in to sell out a show.
Consistently bring,
You feel
yeah,
me?
exactly.
To sell out,
exactly,
like
exactly.
internet online success doesn't always 100% translate to hitting the streets and being successful as on real life. You feel me?
Before you continue on, okay, chat. We took a short bathroom break. Young Thug has finally, you know what I mean,
He has
broken
spoken.
word. You know what I mean.
Young Thug has spoken.
Young
man.
Thug has spoken.
Thug has spoken.
and he has came to the TL to let us know.
He says, and I quote, "Gunna, stop acting like we friends on the internet. I don't know you, my guy." And that shit has the timeline in a frenzy. And worse, Gunna's brother responded, saying, "Trust and believe the feeling is mutual. P."
You know that. So I feel like it's crazy because, you know, there were definitely some stipulations that Thug getting out. He can only make music with Gunna. To me personally, I feel like that's the system's way of taking their L. All right, you know what? You can't be a gangster no more, or else we're gonna come after you and we're gonna have means to lock you up, and you can only work with the person that ratted on you, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's like the government's way of like, you know what? You got one on us, but you ain't. But we leaving here with something. We leaving here with something. You know what I'm saying? So like, now Thug is basically on some like, I understand how y'all feel. I don't really care because I'm a free man regardless. Y'all know it. I know
Free
it.
man, 15 years of parole.
Right.
15
Free man.
years of parole.
Y'all know it. He know it. Whatever the case may be, but he's still standing on business. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know
You
if
know
that's
what I'm
smart.
saying?
I don't know if that's smart.
Hey, look. It's smart in a sense of not empowering Gunna for not standing on business now that we know, because I used to think it was all a part of the plan.
Right.
Yo, Gunna, say what you gotta say, get out of here, carry the brand, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, feed the label, and then when I come home, we gonna act like we finesse the system. But hey,
Clearly not.
That's not the case.
Clearly not.
That is not the case here, bro. You know what I'm saying?
YSL is a gang. Yes, ma'am. That's
What?
what he said, right?
But
Apparently,
Thug wouldn't, you know what I mean?
He didn't say
He
shit.
wouldn't plead to that.
he didn't plead. No, he didn't
So
plead
it's
to that.
like, if he didn't plead to this is a gang,
Damn.
but Gunna pleaded to this is a gang. And who was the other one?
All of them niggas, honestly.
There was another
mad
rapper.
niggas,
There was
bro.
another
Mad-
rapper.
Their names
There was
is irrelevant.
B Slime, something, I don't know, something.
Right.
But he pleaded to like it was being a gang, shit like that. But like, yo,
I'm not gonna lie, there was whispers because he tweeted out whatever Wham says goes. He tweeted that out a while ago. While
and
he
you
was
know
still
Wham, Gunna,
yeah,
you know that was a thing.
yeah. So
And you know, if you see, because if anything, Thug should be saying whatever Gunna say goes.
Right.
Because that's who's carrying the label. He could have put an end to that rat shit so early, bro.
you
feel me?
He playing with fire because they said you cannot come home and rap about being no kind
But
of
at the
gangster.
same time, when you drop a case, it's almost impossible to bring it back to
But
that
that's the
damn
thing.
court.
The thing is, the
Because
case
he
was
not
dropped.
he not saying
He pled
what
guilty.
what he's saying ain't a crime. They said, yo, you could, if you want to make music on terms of like whatever the case may be, you could only do it with Thug. Hey, that don't mean I gotta make music with Thug,
Well,
and
remember,
that don't
he-
mean
remember,
I
he
can't say,
requested
hey,
that.
Thug, fuck you, nigga. Like, you
No,
know what I'm
but if
saying?
you- but if
the
you
Thug,
remember-
the judge, the court saying whatever they want to say, cool. I don't respect the court or you. Fuck you, nigga. And I'm not gonna make music with you still.
Yeah.
Like, he gonna find a way. He
But
gonna
again,
find
right?
a way. Like, is it that he can only make? I don't know the actual
He
laws.
specifically, because again, right, the terms of his plea was you cannot have any conversation with anybody from that was a part of this except for your brother. And then they specifically asked, hey, his lawyer said, hey, we understand that we can't have conversation and we can't talk to anybody that was involved in this trial anymore, but we want to make sure that we're allowed to talk to his blood brother and Gunna. And that's what his lawyer requested, and they said, all right, we'll allow you to talk to him. I think the only reason why they asked for that is so he can come back and diss him. That's the thing. Because I can't diss you if I'm not allowed to talk about you. So that might be, he might have got his lawyer to say, hey, listen, I know they said I can't rap about anything gangsta or thug no more, but just tell them that Gunna is a label mate of mine, and I want to be able to diss him. I want to diss him. So that's what.
But
he
the
got
label,
Jordan to do.
but Gunna helped the state though, so it's kind of like the state might be smart enough to not even allow that. I don't know. Look, what you're saying makes a lot of sense though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It
Right,
makes a
right.
lot of sense. But I don't think the state would let Thug get off on that.
They are waiting for him to slip
I
up.
don't know.
They're waiting for him to go out and perform Lifestyle or some shit where he's rapping about glorifying thug shit so they can wrap him up again.
But
That's the
they
thing. It was so
they
vague.
patched that Thug shit up.
It was so vague.
Truly humble under God.
Right, but yeah,
That's
but
what
all right.
they
If you-
I think
if
they
any-
won that. I'm pretty sure they won that. I don't think Young Thug mean Young Thug.
Right.
Because of the simple fact that he beat the case.
Right.
Technically, Young Thug means young, truly humble under God.
Right, but
you
they
just
gave him
can
a-
now. There's just you know what I mean. This you know what I mean. You got to go about it a certain way now.
They gave him a 15-foot rope to hang himself with. Because if any of the songs you're talking about slime, slat, we came up, we done your man's up. Any gun talk is promoting violence.
Hey,
So
bro,
you-
look,
if, and
I wouldn't
even if it's a
mind-
lyric, they said, hey, you cannot promote it in any kind of way.
But look, what you're
He's-
saying is
he's playing
true.
a dangerous game. That's all I'm saying.
It's true, but the way the game is now, bro, like the way the game is now, you got like reactors like me out there in the world and other niggas and the industry and all these blogs. Yo, it's gonna play into Young Thug's favor, like by subtly getting into things but not really getting into it, because it's gonna bring out them analysis. It's gonna bring out them music concierge.
Thug
it's,
needs to go
it's,
see-
It's gonna bring out them real listeners.
He needs
and
to go
it's
make
gonna
gospel.
it's gonna really force you to actually lock into his music, being that we all know he can't say what he really want to say, but we all know what he just beat.
He needs
Feel
to
me?
go and make country music or gospel. You don't know,
Hey.
because if he violates his parole, he again, right?
It's over.
He's so lucky that the state was so incompetent. They were so fucking stupid with all of the shit they presented that they fucked up an easy case.
Hey, you notice
So-
how that case got dropped around the time Donald Trump was getting ready to get elected, and you know that the lady that Atlanta lady was against Trump. You know what I mean?
Right,
She
right.
hated Trump and all that extra shit. So.
Right.
So
So
I think I look at certain things, but I'm out of conspiracy theories. so,
listen.
you know, feel me? I can only look at it how I look at it.
All I know is he's gotta feel like he's blessed, and if he's again, right? If I was in his shoes, I'm not gonna tell him what to do because he obviously
He
is
coming
who
home
he
to
is.
Mariah.
He is who he is. You feel me? So hey, kudos. You feel me? But if I'm you, listen, man, I'm just gonna enjoy my money and live my life because they are waiting for you to make one mistake, and they're gonna give you the whole 40 if you fuck up your parole in these 15 years.
He just
That's
gotta
the
stay
thing.
sober. He
They're
just
gonna-
gotta stay sober.
They're gonna give him the whole 40 if he fucks up once.
He gotta stay
in this
sober.
15 years.
He gotta stay sober.
Yeah,
Because you know that's what it is. They're gonna try to get him on them drugs. That's gonna be the first way they're gonna try to get him. And if they can't get him on the drugs, they're gonna try to get him on the dickheads. Like for example, if he's at a show and his ops spin the show and he gotta crash out, they're gonna give you know what I'm saying?
You know how tired Brown Steel must be?
He just has to do whatever he could possibly do to now stay out of the way and just make music on a whole nother level, which is something that we already know Young Thug can do. If he could do that and
facts.
actually stay truly humble under God,
right.
you know what I'm saying? He gonna be perfectly fine. But if he try to now, he already dissing Gunna.
He already talking about rats.
look,
he said
man.
his
Hey,
first
look.
tweet.
Hey,
His
look.
first tweet was let's drop something on these rats.
Right,
bro.
But look, at the same time, you gotta understand because we do gotta get out of here. We do gotta get out of here. You know, so we gotta leave it up to the next episode.
Right.
But we gotta understand that he beat the system.
No.
Listen, he beat the system. He didn't like he beat the system and showed incompetence in the system. Like that's going further than beating the system.
Do you think-
So that means that like yeah, he's on parole, yeah, which means he himself has to like, you know, he's got to stay sturdy, but like I don't think him dissing Gunna like it's going to take a lot for the state to bring him back
Do you think that because he got
to
one
the court.
over, because he got one over on the state, they are gonna have a raging hard on for him even more, and they're waiting. That's the thing, because you got over on us
with this
because
new
of we
economy.
fucked it up.
And look, with this new economy, these new social, these new social things going on in the world. How like black people have won when it comes to like people waking up to how we're treated and taking advantage of and shit like that. Hey, look, with the way the judicial system is these days, to an extent, he already beat it. I don't think they would, go further when it comes to like taking advantage of Young Thug or like trying to prosecute him and anything. If anything, they're gonna give him the parole officer that. I mean, look, I wouldn't doubt that they'll give him a parole officer that's hard on him, but I also wouldn't doubt they gave him the parole officer who's gonna be reasonable and real with him. You know what I'm saying? Not the person that's gonna fucking sit outside his house with binoculars waiting for him to fuck up, because you already lost and embarrassed your whole entire system to this guy. So when it comes to shit like that,
Right.
you usually are like, you know what? Whatever. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? We took that L. Hopefully he does fall on his face. But I don't think they're sitting there like it would be nice if he were to fall on his face immediately, but like I don't think they're sitting there like praying on that because he's somebody who showed resilience, You're gonna pray on that and what? He might just beat it again, because if he beat the system, he gonna beat some parole bullshit.
Let's
you know what I'm saying?
Thing,
a piss test.
Here's the,
he gonna be some little parole bullshit.
Here's the thing, right? And this is why we got to be careful with it, right? Because I heard you say a couple of times he beat it. That's the thing, right? OJ beat the system because he was proven not guilty. He pled guilty to this. However, it's a win because he was facing 40 and he ended up getting 15 parole. But you got to remember, beating the case means not guilty and they can't charge you for it again. Him being charged as guilty means that he is on the tightest of tight ropes. And again, right, the state, they wasted so much taxpayer dollars and all this time trying to get him, and they are honestly the ones who got in their own way. It's not Brian. Also, applause for Brian Steele, his lawyer. Like, can we just please, like, his lawyer? Yo, I know he's tired. That man is tired.
He went to jail too.
And he's like, yo, bro.
He went to jail too.
You know, he probably
went to jail too.
He probably saw that tweet and he called this nigga like, yo, bro, please.
Nah,
the fuck out. Hey man, you paid me handsomely, and if you want to go around, you want to pay me again?
Hey, he probably ran through Brian Steele before making the tweet. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm more than sure they're smarter than that.
Right.
I hope they're smarter than that. But listen, we'll leave it there.
Right. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. We'll you know what I'm saying? We'll bridge the gap on that part on the next episode.
You think this song's coming from both sides?
I think Gunna standing on 10 toes.
You think? Okay.
Gunna standing on 10 toes.
Right, we
I believe so because he already came back and made another name for himself, redeemed himself. Absolutely.
In the sense
he known as you can look at him as a snitch. I mean, look, we'll see what happens going forward now that Thug is home.
Right.
That gives us something to look forward to, episode on episode. But like, we'll see what happens with Thug and how the court feels about him coming at Gunna. We'll see how him and Gunna go about each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He could be stirring up waters to catch fish.
Right.
You come home, diss Gunna, now you got a means to drop because you stirring up waters. And that's part of the 48 powers of law. You know what I'm saying? You stir up waters to catch fish. So listen, we'll leave it there. We'll see what goes on going forward with Trump and his campaign.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he also dropped. I wanted to talk about what he put on his website, like basically him addressing the nation on his actual policies, like he's gonna fight the Mexican cartel. We didn't talk about all that. We didn't
talk about a lot of stuff.
So there's a lot of stuff we're gonna talk about. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about what happens with Young Thug and Gunna going forward, and whatever else comes about throughout the week. We'll see you guys next week because this is gonna be a weekly thing that we got going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you could for now catch us on SODM Entertainment YouTube. Going forward, as we grow this channel and this community with Bridge the Gap, we're going to eventually create a Bridge the Gap YouTube to transfer you guys all over and, and just solidify what we got going on here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but for right now, we just want to get into the motion of it get good at this. Make sure that we providing quality content that y'all are gonna enjoy.
Right.
You know, like I said. So my name J Pierre. You feel me? The Troubled Artist at J Pierre Official on the gram. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. You feel me?
Yes, sir. And you already know, man, it's your boy King Mother 8 God. And this is episode 1 of Bridge the Gap podcast. Shout out Will behind the camera, man. You already know the vibes. We'll definitely bring Will up on the pod every here and there. You know what I'm saying? You'll see how the podcast goes on going forward. But appreciate everybody that stuck around and are still here at this very moment. Before you get out of here, you know what to do. Hit the like button, share button, subscribe button. Comment what you would like to see us talk about next.
Facts.
Hit the post notification button. And yeah, peace.
Doses.